What's up, guys? This is Brian from Obey the Gamers, and I'm bringing you the mid-season finale of The Walking Dead. Now, this is really a lot to come in because I can't remember everything that happened just now. I don't even think I want to remember most of it. Pissed me off a little bit actually, but I'm going to try my best. All right. So this episode was called episode is called Made to Suffer, and well, it starts off with my man Therese, and apparently he has a group with 3 other people. So Sophia, I guess that's his wife or his daughter. I remember him being with his spoilers, by the way, guys. I'm not going to ruin it this time. A bit late, a few seconds at least. It's better than 4 minutes like last time. But spoilers. Comic spoilers, if anyone wants to know, and just telling you right now, because there's gonna be a lot of spoilers here. If you haven't read the comics or just haven't seen the episode somehow, then just stop here. All right. So as I was saying, I remember him being with his daughter and his daughter's boyfriend, and while they were walking in the snow when Rick found them. So yeah, I forgot what was the daughter's name, but I believe this is his wife, not his daughter. Maybe, I'm not sure, can't remember. But moving on, he was also with 3 other people, which were a father, a mother, and a son. They were fighting off a bunch of zombies. The mother was bitten. Tyrese said to leave her, but the father and son couldn't leave her, so they dragged her along, and they found the back part of the prison. Apparently it's destroyed. There's like an open hole, you could just walk into the prison. Now that could come in play later in the story, in the next half of the season, in February probably. I mean, come on. They were even walking in there, and eventually you see all the zombies walk in there too. So that part of the prison might play a big part in this story later in the future. Moving on, we then go back to Woodsbury, where Andrea checking out the governor's stuff and everything. While I believe Rick's group is sneaking in. Yeah, they're sneaking in with Michonne. They try to find places around, but they can't find where they're holding up Glenn and Maggie. But eventually they go back to where Michonne and Andrea first were in Woodsbury, where they were being sort of questioned, and a guy walks in. Apparently he noticed them walking into that medical room, and so they just knocked him out. And and while all that was happening, Glenn and Maggie were there together, where Merle and the governor left them. And Glenn, being the total badass he is, thought of going to the zombie, breaking his arm, broke his arm open, took out the bones that were inside, and used it as weapons. That's right, like knives and shit. And they were able to kill one of the governor's men. They couldn't have killed Merle. It was impossible for them. Eventually, they were captured again. But during the commotion, Rick's group heard the noise and went to them. They threw tear gas inside that room to stop everyone that were inside, grabbed Glenn and Maggie, and got the fuck out of there. But then a lot of shooting began happening. And then, guess what? War. That's right. War between Rick's and Governor's group. The governor was trying to tell Andrea not to get involved, because he knew as soon as Andrea finds out that was Rick's group, that her own group, she was going to try to stop this, or probably going to be so confused and think what's happening and everything. The governor just tried to stop her, but she would not stop. She would keep going, bro. She would just like shoot them. She was actually shooting them, not even knowing who they were. She saw one of the guys. It was Oscar, and since she didn't meet Oscar since she was in the prison, she thought it was just another group and went along with it. what I found funny is that the governor kept calling them terrorists, and that's actually a correct term to use in that kind of world scenario. But I thought it was hilarious. Keep calling them terrorists. These terrorists have invaded our homes. Oh my god. Moving along, back in the prison, Carl, Wendy. I keep forgetting her name. I forgot the old man's name. Holy shit, Herschel. Sorry, guys. I'm having a little bit of I'm having like, oh my god, I'm forgetting everything now. Let me just move on. Herschel's daughter, and Carl, that's the end. Oh, and Carl. Oh my god, I can't pronounce that name. And Axel too. Axel was trying to hit on Herschel's daughter. Carl was trying to put a stop to it, cause it stop trying to reproduce the earth. And apparently Axel thought that Carol was a lesbian because she had short hair. That is our Axel's logic. Short hair means you're lesbian. And they heard a noise coming from another part of the cell. Carl went to go investigate, but Herschel tried to stop him. But all Carl had to say is, "My dad would do this," and Herschel let him go. Like, "Well played, son. Well played." Oh my god, I found that really hilarious. Well, like one day a girl comes in and she wants to fuck Carl. Herschel says, "No, son, you can't do this. My father would do this." Well played. Go on. I see that happening. Alright. So anyways, Carl goes and finds the group, Tyrese's group, seeing that they're dealing with a bunch of zombies. He helps them deal with the zombies. He noticed that the mother is bitten, but he would tell them to let her go, to just put her away, like let her die. They will not leave her behind. They took her all the way to where it was safe, and then Carl locked them up in the other side of the cell. Now Sophia went to complain, but oh my god, my back. Sophia was like, let us in, come on, we endured hell. And I'm like, okay, you're being locked away by a little kid who's taking orders. I think he endured more hell than you did. But that was my personal opinion. Anyway, Tyrese was just stopping Sophia, or whoever her name was. I'm just calling her Sophia. Yeah, he stopped her and said, "Come on, man. This is the best home we had in weeks. It's better we play in his rules for now." Now, that's all we've seen of them for now. I can't wait for February for the next episode to see how Tyrese comes into play. Everyone knows, I read the comics, that Tyrese is a badass. You even got to see his hammer. You see him take action with the hammer too. Oh man. Now back to Woodsbury. Rick's group was still fighting the governor, and they were escaping. Michonne was apparently like, she's in some part of the chaos. She sneaked away. They're all thinking she's probably a traitor because she wasn't going with them, sneaking away. But it doesn't matter. Apparently, she went back to the governor's home and was waiting there. She heard a noise coming from the closet. She went in and noticed the wall of zombies' head. Yeah. So she was looking there, being creeped out, and then she heard another noise coming from another cell right next to the wall of zombies' head. And she noticed that it was a little girl. So she went, let her go, opened the bag, and noticed it was a zombified little girl. She was about to slice her head off, but then the governor walked in. He was fucking on his knee, but he took out his belt, or all his weapons off was on. He was fucking begging her not to kill Penny, which was the governor's daughter, now zombified. But Michonne killed her, man. And Michonne and the governor went to an all-out brawl. They kept going at each other, broke some glasses from the zombie heads. and eventually Michonne stabbed him in the eye with one of the glass. Now everyone who read the comics know that she tortured the governor in the comics. Like you don't get to see her cut off the little girl's head, Penny's head, but she tortured her. Like she tortured him like hell. Like she fucking took his eye out with a spoon, cut one of his arm off, I think it was, or both his arm off. I think it was one. Yeah, one. Fucking burned his. She burned something. I can't remember what she burned though. She nailed his arms. She fucking. She did something with tweezers. Oh yeah, took out his teeth. No, the nails. She fucking took out the nails with some tweezers. I think it was. Oh my god, it was insane what she did to her and him to the comics. It was complete torture. But in the comics, he was like less compassionate. Like in the series, you see him more compassionate about people and stuff. In the series, yeah. But in the comics, he's like a bit more aggressive, meaner, and fucking less compassionate. I mean, I think he took off the head of Penny, or saw one of his men take off Penny's head, and didn't do anything about it. But here, when Michonne took off her head, fucking went insane. Anyways, I think taking off Penny's head was her way of doing torture to the governor, just like in the comics. I mean, they had to like do some kind of torturement that really left the governor hurt. But the same way they couldn't do what they did in the comics and the television. So well played, Walking Dead. You did good in the series. Andrea walks in, notices what Michonne has done, points a gun at Michonne points the sword at her. They do a little spin, Michonne leaves, and Andrea let her leaves. Andrea notices the zombified Penny and the headless zombies in the tanks. And she looks how hurt the governor is just because of his zombie daughter being killed. And you can tell that she in her head she's like, what the fuck's going on with you right now? Back to Rick's group, and this is gonna be an interesting part. Daryl went to distract the other governor's men for a while. Let's leave that for later. So yeah, distracted the governor's men for a while. Rick was trying to kill everyone else he can to have Maggie, Glenn, and Oscar leave. But when he looked at one of the men walking from the fog, he noticed Shane. Yes, he saw Shane. He was scared. Shit. He was scared. Shit. He was shitless. Like fucking. He was terrified. Couldn't even move. He was even just watching Shane shoot fucking Oscar and killing Oscar. Sorry, my sister's phone is ringing. And anyways, oh my god, can you take that outside? Sorry guys, but anyways, I'm gonna continue even after that distraction. Rick saw Shane, and then he killed Shane again. But apparently, when he walked up to see who it was not Shane. It was just him hallucinating. And apparently, we're going to see a signal of Rick's insanity coming in play again, seeing that everyone that's dead and everyone that apparently the leadership role is getting to him again, man, just getting to him again. We're noticing it in this episode too. But yeah, Oscar dies. Maggie, Glenn, and Rick gets away. Daryl is just doing Woodbury, distracting the men, I'm guessing. I'm not guessing, I'm just not spoiling it yet. Anyways, Michonne meets with them outside Woodbury, and then they leave. Oh, but before that, Rick takes away Michonne's swords because they have no idea what he did, where she was, and then they went. Now, the governor. This is the last scene we see. The governor has a town's meeting, explaining everything that has happened except for the truth. He says that terrorists has came in to take what they want, what they have, the Woodsbury. But in reality, we all know Rick could care less about Woodsbury. But yeah, he says that, and then he blames Merle for the terrorist attack. He says that Merle he said that Merle was the one that led them there, and to show proof, he even captured Daryl that was there, and said that that was his brother, and that they were plotting this for a while. He told the whole Woodsbury, "What should we do with these two?" And everyone was like, "Kill them! Kill them! Kill them!" Everyone. And I was just thinking to myself, if you kill Daryl, I stop watching this show. Come on, I can't watch Daryl die. Not yet. Not after all I see him been through. And the governor's last words were, "You want to be with your brother? Well, here it is." And Andrea noticed that Daryl was there, noticing that it was Rick's group that was attacking. And we all know that later that she knows that they're somewhere, and she's going to go find them. And that's about it. Then we see the two brothers finally meet, but all talking to each other. Oh man, this episode is awesome, and this is just the mid-season. Just wait till February when we watch the next episode. Woo! This is getting exciting. But I want to show some difference between the governor and the comics and the series. I already showed one between how he got hurt, but another one's about his goal about killing Rick's group. I mean, in the comics, his true goal to get Rick's prison was to expand his community. Like he wanted more space and all, so that's why he wanted to kill Rick's group. But here he doesn't want to kill. He doesn't want to expand his community. He just wants to kill them because he knows they're dangerous. That's all. That's one of the differences of the comics and series. Another one is that he doesn't, like I say, he shows more compassion in the series than he does in comics. But now his daughter is dead. He knows who caused it. It was Rick's group, especially since he thinks Michonne's now part of Rick's group. He knows that revenge is the only solution. We're probably gonna see the governors from the comics start showing up more than the governor of the series. I see it happening in the next half of the season. Obviously, I hope Daryl and Meryl escape. We do see in the previews though that Daryl does escape, but I want to know how. I just want to know how. Actually, I want to see his badass move escape from Woodsbury. Moving on, we're going next half season. We're also going to see Tyrese role play in this series. We're also going to see his group, get to know a little bit more about them now. We lost so many people this season, but we're gaining so much new people. I'm sorry for Oscar being out of the show now. I really want to see more of that character. I mean, it was interesting. It was really interesting. Axel was pretty fun. At least we got to see some of him on like last episode where we saw none of him. And next season, man, everything is going to be insane. This is where next season definitely going to progress a lot more, because everyone who read the comics know is when after Woodsbury is when stuff starts getting insane. Rick starts losing it. The group starts becoming stronger. We still lose more people, man. And the greatest speech is going to happen next half season. We are the Walking Dead. That was the greatest speech ever. That's all I gotta say from the speech. That was the only line from the speech I actually cared about. Actually, Rick's about to become a true leader after this next half season. And we all saw how Carl was already becoming a great leader actually himself. I mean, if they had to continue the series, if the series had to go on and Rick was getting too old and they had to kill off Rick, Carl would be the perfect person to continue that leadership in the group. I mean, he's already showing it. Also in the prison arc. I mean, you don't even see his leadership to like fucking another arc, which I'm not going to mention yet because I don't want to be too much of a spoiler. But yeah, man, this is getting really nice here. I mean, I'm glad how the series is going. Completely different from the comics, but still really good, still interesting, and still going along what the comic road is, but a little bit more advancing itself. The character progression is advancing a lot more than it should be, and it's really nice actually. So yeah, that is all, guys. I hope you enjoy this mid-season finale review. I I hope to see you again next half season. Check out my other videos and like this video if you like this episode of The Walking Dead. Share this video if you want. Subscribe to us if you want. You do whatever you want. The Walking Dead is not over. I'm going to see you guys February 2013 for the next review. Peace out.